Season of the Lost has been underway for 2 weeks, and by the time this video releases, we should be coming up on week 3. We got a whole bunch of new weapons, activities, and quests to talk about this season, so welcome back to the channel, and let's hop right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the new ritual weapon for the Season of the Lost called Ascendancy, which can be obtained through the 3 ritual activities: Vanguard Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit. So pick your poison, grind to rank 16, and get this new rocket launcher. So let's hop over and get into the breakdown. So the Ascendancy rocket launcher here on D2Gunsmith.com. You can go check this out yourself if you want to look at it, find out about guns and things like that you're hunting down in the game for, to grind for, and what perks and things you want. This website will have all that information for you about each and every single gun within the game. Right now, we're going to go over the Ascendancy here, look down at its stats, and see what it's got. Currently, Ascendancy sits with a blast radius of 65 by default. Velocity is at 56. Stability is at a 48. Its handling is at a 47. The reload is at a 34. The aim assist is at a 61. And the zoom is at a 20. Recoil direction is about a 70. Rounds per minute 15. The magazine is a 1. It is a rocket launcher, so the time to kill is about 3.49 seconds. All right, take that with a grain of salt. This thing comes with a handling masterwork. Okay, so that handling will change from 47 to 57 at the end of the day. Right now on the page, it's going to show as 47. That's the base without the handling masterwork. So let me start off by first talking about how clean this thing looks, man. For the first time, they have given us something that looks so pristine, and it looks like a baby version of the two-tailed fox. Like, that's the vibes that I get from this weapon. Okay, just looking at it off of first glance. All right, when I saw it, I was like, oh man, they're giving us a rocket launcher. I hope they give us the correct perks to kind of complement this thing, because if they don't, just giving us a ritual rocket launcher with some crappy perks or new perks that we haven't been used to or seen in use yet, it might not go over very well. But there are perks in the game that would definitely benefit from this, right? So when I looked at it and I saw it finally on release, and I saw the perks that came with it, I'm like, yo, Bungie, they did it tenfold right here, right? Not only did it deliver, but they gave us extra cheese on this pizza, yo. All right, they brought back the perk Explosive Light. That's the biggest piece of it for me too. All right, we haven't seen this perk since the pinnacle weapons were a thing. Now they're all sunsetted. But the last gun that had this perk on it was the Wendigo, so grenade launcher, right? And it was very underappreciated at the time, right? First came out, everybody saw the perk and just was like, oh, this is useless. You got to collect orbs. I don't know exactly what this does. There's no real benefit to this. We didn't have any mods or anything like that to complement it very well. So what did they do? It just kind of fell to the wayside until later on, when we had some harder content that it actually did kind of help us out with. And you saw that more with like the Reckoning, the Menagerie, and then the dungeons that came along the way down the line, like Pit of Heresy, where the Wendigo, when using Explosive Light, it would stun the majors and bosses. And it's like, whoa, this thing is stopping them from attacking us and hitting them pretty hard. Let's try this out and do some different things with it. And as we've gotten more perks along the way, it became even better as time went on. But unfortunately, that gun fell victim to sunsetting, which now without sunsetting, we shall be able to see this perk live alongside these such fantastic mods and perks that we have now to complement it very, very, very well. Now let's hop over into the perk list and go over the breakdown of these perks. All right. It's a precision frame rocket launcher, which means it has built-in auto tracking, and it's solar. We don't have too many of those. Code Duello almost fit that description completely. I mean, it was one of the ones that had auto tracking, so yeah, I'm wrong on that one. But that one did kind of fit into this place, but it just didn't feel whole, right? It did have lasting impressions as a perk, and it did have chain reaction, but you couldn't combine those two together. And you had to, fight the perk pool, obviously, for RNG. Now, going over the breakdown of these perks, it has quick launch in the first slot, which is the perk that right here that is giving this thing the speed, right, that you're gonna feel, and which is what makes this rocket launcher feel so great. Okay, impact casing for that increased damage, direct damage. All right, not just regular damage, but direct damage. And then in the first to last column slot, we have Impulse Amplifier and Ambitious Assassin. I'm gonna get into that in a second. And then in the final column, we have Explosive Light and Chain Reaction. These 4 perks put together, hands down, make this thing the nastiest rocket launcher out in the game at this point in time. We don't know what Gjallarhorn is gonna be like when it comes out. So I'm saying right now, this is the nastiest rocket launcher in the game up to this point. Even better than Eyes, even better than Deathbringer. All right, Deathbringer has its moments and Eyes has its moments, but this thing right here, as a legendary and allowing you to have that versatility, is the best rocket launcher in the game, hands down. That's just my opinion, okay? What makes this so deadly is that it feels so fast in your hand, and that each and every one of these perks synergize with each other, right? No matter how you mix and match the perks, the things that can't go wrong, and it can't feel bad. Like, it just doesn't. Impact Casing, your Impulse Amplifier, and Explosive Light will have you covered during those major and boss fights where there's where you're in between damage phases, right? Collecting orbs, powering up if you have the right build for weapon damage, right? And then on the flip side, if you're just doing, let's say, like a 6-player activity and you have a crap ton of ads showing up on the map, you know, switching it over to Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction with Ammo Finder and a Scavenger mod, and I'm telling you right now, you're not going to run out of ammo. You will have bricks on the floor for days. This thing will reload with 2 rockets in a chamber because of Ambitious Assassin, and then you'll just constantly be blowing up the area nonstop, one after the other, over and over and over and over again. So it's just crazy. And the best part about it all is tracking, and it just shoots so stupid fast that it just feels amazing. So like, no matter what combination you set up, it just works out really well. And again, we have mods to complement that. And I'm gonna go over the build in just a second. Now, I know long video, we get into the nitty gritty, right? We get into the meat and potatoes of what you really wanna know is like, well, how can I optimize and make this thing feel like unstoppable, right? What build can I use to make this thing unstoppable? I'm gonna go over that with you right here, right now. So let's get right into it here. All right, so first and foremost, warning be made, you do need solar energy armor for this build, right? Because these mods are only solar specific, and they are charged with light mods as well. So like, they're all dedicated to solar armor. Me, I've had a dedicated set of solar armor. I use my Iron Banner armors from the past, and going forward, they all will always be solar damage, just because I want them to be solar damage. So that's the choice that I have made. So going into it here, the breakdown is as such, and this is the reason as to why I'm doing this on each slot. So I'm going into my helmet here first. We're gonna go with high energy fire, right? While charged with light, you gain a bonus weapon damage for each defeated combatant. It consumes 1 stack of charged with light, right? I also have an ammo finder, and just to fill in the blank here, I just put on the hands down because it was the only energy slot that I had, with a 2 recovery mod. That's depending on whatever your stat distribution is. You can switch that up if you want to, right? But I have this one on here because of the amount of energy that I can use, since ammo finder takes up 3, this one takes up 4. That's the majority of my energy on that armor slot. Going over to the gauntlets here, we have Ardent Ordnance. Now this one is very important here. This is the one that's going to amplify your rocket launcher damage while charged with light here. All right, readying or firing a rocket launcher grants it increased damage and reloading speed. Damaging a combatant with a rocket consumes 1 stack of charged with light. All right, and this mod's effects stack with other mods of this type. So the more of these you have on, the more damage you're going to be doing. And this is the priority mod for the entire build. Now you can always go with 1 on each set of piece of armor. Again, that's based off of your stat distribution and what you want to set it up as, right? But for me right here, I have just 1 on the gauntlets, and then I just threw a grenade mod on her because, again, depending on what kind of content I'm going into, I'm not really worried about whether or not I have the champion mods on as of yet, but I still have enough energy to throw one of those on if need be. And then again, stat distribution wise, if I don't need this much recovery, I can swap off there and throw on another secondary mod over here if I need to, right? Moving down to the chest piece, now here's where it starts to flip, right? The chest piece is very important because you want that reserve ammo. So this is the reason why we have 2 rocket launcher reserves. They cost 3 each, so you're gonna need 6 to dedicate 6 automatically for that. So with that being said, that means you can't put an ardent ordnance mod on, right? But you can put on a charged up mod, which gives you an additional stack of charge with light when you pick up orbs and stuff like that. So, and there's that. And again, the stat distribution doesn't really matter. Depends on what your armor has, what you have on yours. Everybody's is different, right? Moving down to the legs, we have another ardent ordnance mod again. And then again, like I said, stat distribution wise, doesn't necessarily matter. You can pick and choose what you're going to have, but you're only going to have 5 energy left. So it's whatever you really want here. Of course, I throw in recuperation for some health regain. And then also I put on innervation to reduce the grenade cooldown, so I can just throw a couple of grenades every so often as well too. And again, stat distribution here doesn't really matter. Again, it all depends on what you have. Then going down to my class item, another ardent mod. The class item is going to be a definite giveaway for this mod again, because it costs 5 energy. That's a lot. The class mod doesn't necessarily have anything put on it. It's just open and empty. So this is the one that you can play around with the most, right? When it comes to these charged with light mods. I threw on a thermoclastic strike because I don't have everything unlocked on my artifact, but this mod does help with solar and stasis melees to disrupt champions. So even if I can't put a champion mod on, I have this one to help me stop, mess around and stop delay, overload champions and things of that nature. Then I also threw on a healthy finisher because it only takes up 1/10 of your super energy and only costs 1. I don't need another stat distribution mod, although I can throw one on there of my choice, but it is what it is at that point, right? All right, and that's gonna do it for the video. This is the breakdown of the Ascendancy. I hope you guys liked it. I highly recommend you grind this out as fast as you possibly can and get this rocket launcher so you can have it in your arsenal. And also look out for Ada and Banshee to get those mods so you can have the charge with light build that I got on here if you want to use that. But of course, always mix and match and customize it for yourself to what you're comfortable with and your playstyle, right? And I do appreciate you guys checking out this video. So if it was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, you know what to do. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button to catch more content on my channel. We are coming up on 100 subs, my first 100 subs. So I do appreciate you guys doing that. Hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, both do help me. Hitting the like button helps me a lot. It helps YouTube find me in the algorithm. And until the next video, see you guys later. Peace.